that was not a real bullet. Oh boy, we're recording.
Yep. That's what
That
she
was a
said.
NutriBullet.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm Eric Paul Johnson.
And I'm Eric Winsenson.
Always starting recording when people are in the middle of saying something or finishing saying something else.
That's true.
Yeah, we're talking about presidential assassinations or attempted assassinations.
In the past.
Yes, in the past.
Yes, far distant past.
Jackson, McKinley.
Let's qualify that.
Yeah. Jackson, McKinley, Roosevelt. Yeah. So we got a ton of replies for Tears in Your Beer. What? Tears in My Life. I don't know why.
Tears in My Beer.
Yeah,
Yes,
I don't know why I can't remember
I like that one better.
I don't know why I can't remember the titles of these E.L.O. songs. But first,
Here's My Pillow.
Yes, that's also where I almost went.
Yes.
But first, we got a leftover comment for Grieg's Piano Concerto in A minor.
Trevor Raggett says, somewhat in catch-up mode. Oh, he's a condiment.
Well, hopefully he's using condiments. You don't want to have little mustard and ketchup packets everywhere.
Exactly.
Right.
Somewhat in catch-up mode, so only just managed to listen to this and the Zoomcast. So what are my thoughts? Well, this is terrible. Terrible and depressing. This has put me in a really bad mood. No, not the track. I absolutely love it. There's so much spirit, energy, fun, and life in it. A great rock and roll tribute to Edvard. So why is it terrible? Because I had always thought that this must be Bev. But now I realize that it's Jeff, and he can actually drum with feeling if he tries. That just makes the sterility of the Mr. Blue Sky album recordings all the more unforgivable. I completely agree that it's the little personal nuances and imperfections that breathe life into a recording. Even with a click, a tiny re-emphasis on the dynamics of a note, an almost imperceptible difference of the placement of a note within a beat, a few microseconds here and there, but instead Jeff has embarked on a wrong-headed quest for perfection and uniformity. Soul does not lie in that direction, and digital recording technology like Pro Tools will have been an enabler in this. I have no doubt that there are no full performances of any instrument playing from start to finish on his recent albums. Rather, I bet that he's recorded fragments of instrumental parts and he's quantized to make them align perfectly to the beat and then cut and pasted across the song to ensure that each segment of the song is perfect each time it comes up. No variations, no tiny subtle changes in timing, emphasis and dynamics at different parts of the song, and soul and feel walk right out the door, however well written and sung the song is. I completely agree that the best possible thing he could do is bring the live band into the studio for the next album and let them actually let them record actual performances. Then maybe that album might approach the glory and magnificence of the heyday of the band.
Yeah, abso-frickin-lutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. Somebody should get the message to Jeff. Bring the band into the studio with you. It'll be a much better album. It'll sound less hollow and like there's just a bunch of Jeff clones that were popped out of a machine to play these instruments and all lined up with, I don't know.
I know. Recording a fragment and repeating it so that it sounds right is something that I do because I can't play very well. I'm not too bad on certain things, but after I play it, my thought is I'm not going to be able to do that again. So better go ahead and make sure that thing gets looped.
Yeah, so. I've been pondering doing some songs. 30 years ago, I just had 2 dual tape decks, and I would try and do what I can with cassettes. But now it's the future. I got a recording studio in my little MacBook right here. All kinds of effects. Everything can be in stereo instead of me on the left side, the guitar on the right side, and so I could do things that would sound like a finished song instead of what my stuff back in the early 90s sounded like, which were sounded like home demos. Shut up, you. Um, Getting an alert from my computer for something that doesn't need to be
Okay, I
read.
was looking around to see. I swore I shut off my phone.
So now it's the future. And I got all kinds of ways that I can make a song that will sound like a finished song. I don't have a drum set. I don't know where I could get my hands on a drum kit or even how to mic it properly or any of that kind of stuff. But,
Either do most engineers, it seems.
yeah. But GarageBand has all kinds of drum loops installed in here. I can go get some drum loops on from the internet. I can take drum sounds and put them here, here, and here. And when I got what I want it to sound, I can just copy and paste and so it sounds good and I can put in drum fills wherever and all that. Also, I haven't played drums in since 1985, and that was only just noodling around on them. I hadn't never actually sat down because I never had a drum kit. So, actually playing a steady drum beat and keeping the time perfectly is not going to happen with me right off.
No,
Although
you
I,
just do what most people do these days. Over the last 100 years, lots of people have played drums, and it's already recorded.
yes, yes, that's also
So,
an idea. Sample drum bits and all that kind of thing.
so grab it, speed it up, slow it down,
Hmm.
and there you go.
Yeah. So,
And unfortunately, some of those songs that people do that on still sound like they have more life and soul to them. And a lot of the newer Jeff Lynne E.L.O. songs.
so this is why I would do that because I don't
Yes.
have experience playing drums. I don't have a drum kit. I don't have access to a really kick-ass band like Jeff does. So
If
Jeff
I
should
did,
band.
well, I'd probably still be doing this because, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, probably about the only place I'd be performing would be in front of about 3 people at somebody's birthday party.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because there's a lot more talented people. I have a lot of talents in certain things and music and everything. I realized as much as I love it, it's not it.
Yeah. No. Jeff
So,
has the genius. He can write a good, catchy song. He's still got a wonderful voice. Um, and it would just all be so much better if he had a band with him. Just because Jeff on
don't
top of
even
Jeff
put the
on top of
band back together. Just
yeah,
use the band you have.
yeah. Because Jeff on top of Jeff on top of Jeff on top of Jeff just sounds like Jeff, which is good. But when you have other people in the mix that are also really good, it ups all the good. So, you know, if this
Just go from
filters
good to
back to Jeff,
fantastic.
hmm?
You need to go from good to fantastic.
Yeah. So if
Yeah,
this filters
I
back
think
to
that's
Jeff,
enough. So
don't sue. We love you. This is going to sound like my teachers. He has the potential. He just needs to do better. you know, Apply himself or something.
he just needs to watch his language and respect authority. Oh wait a minute, no, that's what he's doing too much of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike what my teachers thought of me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess I know this is going to shock everybody about me having a smart mouth that got me in trouble.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. People are going to be their jaws just dropped. Oh my God.
Tears in Your Life. Jim
Yes.
Kahn. I agree. Tears in Your Life has an atmospheric, haunting feel to it. Those sweeping, almost Lawrence of Arabia strings. Just a beautiful touch. Had he finished it in time, it would have been a great addition to a double album. It's everything that the, in comparison, inferior Mandalay isn't. Yeah,
Yeah. I still say I'm just still Tears of My Life is not exactly the best song ever or anything, but yeah, it's better than Mandalay.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of things better than Mandalay too, like that Elton John and Leon Russell song about Mandalay, for instance.
Yeah,
Got to get the album. Mark Jellis says, Jib Khan. I love that whole Arabic or even Bollywood passage of the song with the aforementioned strings and the pungy type synth. I had an exam back around the time Flashback came out. That part of the song whirled around in my head for, sorry, that song whirled around in my head. Cue another E.L.O. song. I'm quite convinced it gave me the drive to get through that one. E.L.O. are great in so many ways.
Yes, they are. Tears in Your Life calms me down when I'm at the dentist office, and it helped Mark get through a tough exam. So ELO is multi-purpose in getting through life. So they're they're wonderful.
Yep. Telephone line encouraged me to try for the 51st time after she didn't call back.
You gave up after 51? I kept calling for 3 or 4 years every day. 6 or 7, 20 times a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't take this number's not in service for an answer.
No, no, don't let a computer recording tell you how to live your life.
Exactly.
Yeah. MJ Folds. I absolutely adore this song and think it is the most interesting and different new song he did on Flashback. Proper drums, all epic and echoey, and proper Lewis Clark strings, all bendy and Middle Eastern. The vocoder is a lovely touch as well. I hear this as sitting between time and secret messages, as we have strings akin to Time After Time, and a little of Hello, My Old Friend, and drumming like on Another Heartbreaks. Plus the vocoder hints at time too. I just love everything about this song, and was a delightful gem when that box set came out. Yep, it's a good one.
And Karen Godwin Harrison says, Love Tears in Your Life. Another sad song from the master.
Mm-hmm. So up next we got Mike Hudson. As usual, he has a lot to say, so everybody just settle in. It's fine though. I like what Mike wrote. He can, you know, if something ever happens to Eric, God forbid, maybe Mike should take over because I like the insight that he brings to his comments.
I wish upon you the stones I have passed.
That's a good curse. uh, Mike Hudson, I like this song quite a bit, in fact. I also liked Mandalay, which I know the Erics didn't particularly care for. I'd forgotten when this track was supposed to have been started, but your podcast said 1982, so there's no way this is an outtake from Time, but could have been from Secret Messages. In fact, it sounds like it would sit alongside the tracks on Secret Messages with no issue. And I'd have been happier if it had been on the original LP version of the album in place of Letter from Spain. It's been a while since I've read the liner notes on Flashback, so I'd forgotten that Jeff mentioned this song originally had all the vocals processed through a vocoder. I'm glad he chose to switch the verse-chorus sections over to 3-part harmony instead. The whole thing being vocoded would have been tiresome sounding after a while, and it really makes that middle section with the vocoder stand out. Yeah, abso-freaking-lutely. Speaking of the middle portion, we've never really heard that particular vocoder sound on an E.L.O. song before. I think Jeff really creates a weepy sound there. I'm still not sure what musical instrument or sound source he used to drive the vocoder effect on that section. It's probably a synthesizer, but it could have been a guitar, perhaps using a slide on it. Heck, maybe it's a handsaw being struck with a hammer. Didn't Jeff use a handsaw on one of the tracks on Armchair Theater? In fact, yes, he did. Just pulled the credits up on Wiki, and it says Rita, whoever she is, played saw on September Song. Either way, I think that effect works very well in that section. And yes, we've heard tons of vocoder on E.L.O. tracks in the past. We've not heard it in this way, and that's a good thing. Although Troy is grating on my OCD by saying vocorder instead of vocoder, I'm sure he's a really nice guy. And I totally agree with him that this song has a Middle Eastern sound to it in the middle section. I thought that the very first time I heard the track, And I like it when bands sneak that sound into their songs. I've even done it myself on a couple of songs with my own band. And it's nice to have some strings in another later period E.L.O. song. I suppose it's possible they're synthesized, but they sure sound real to me, and that's all that counts in the end. Well, yeah, I didn't think that vocoder sound, oh, I'm sorry, that vocorder sound had been in any E.L.O. song before. But we got a comment that pointed out, yeah, it was, and that'll be on the bonus tracks episode for Flashback.
Yeah. And at this point, I think that Troy is saying vocoder. It's hard for me to say vocoder myself.
Yeah,
It, it's kind of like when I try. It's kind of like when I purposely try to misspell stuff when writing.
yeah.
Uh, but no, but I think Troy's purposely saying it because people have gotten after him for it.
Yeah, also guitar. He says
I,
guitar.
I think some of it's also Indiana.
I think that has a lot to
My,
do with it too.
my mom's from Indiana, and after all these years, she still washes her clothes.
See,
So,
I say stuff like that just because it's fun to say. I know it's wash. I say wash, water. So
and
those could
she's
be
lived in Arizona since the 1950s.
the. Well, my mom lived in Boston until she was 31. We moved to Phoenix in 1976. It's been 40, almost 44 years, and she still says ka. And I think she still says tonic. I don't think she says soda. So, and fuck. And for years, I thought records got whopped. No, they get warped. Yeah, I was in my 30s before I figured out,
That
oh,
records were not racist. Okay.
yeah. Oh, that's right. She meant warped. The Boston accent turned into whopped. So, yeah. No, I like Troy's little mispronunciations. I think it's a dialect thing, probably a Midwestern kind of thing. And I kind of like those kind of things where you pick up the dialects of different places, as long as it can still be understood what it is, and not when I call for a customer assistance for someplace in Illinois and I get somebody who I can't understand. I can't hear through their thick accent. No matter what that accent is, I don't want anybody to come at me. Oh, you're racist to get Indians. No, it's nothing like that.
That
I
doesn't
already,
have. That's kind of gone by the wayside a bit too. There's so much of a backlash against that. A lot of the customer service has come back to the United States, but sometimes you get somebody from a rural part of the
hmm.
country where you can just hear the molasses dripping off of every single
Yeah.
sentence saying.
Well, maybe that should show you how long it's been since I called customer service. I don't like using
Yeah,
the phone. Um. Oh yeah,
try
this is your
working
turn.
it. You definitely don't want to ever answer or use the phone.
No, no, it's an introvert thing. I don't want to use the phone. No. Oh, you got the next comment.
Yes, I do.
Hmm.
Corey Gomel says this podcast caused me to make a YouTube video. Many years ago, I remixed a song and took out the annoying high bits and will buried them deep in the mix. The result was something a little more pleasing to my ears.
And he posted a link to the video. And
Yes,
I'll try.
it's in both of the. Is it in both of the thing? I know it's in Jeff Lynn's Blue World.
Yeah, he did like I do with the podcast. He just posted it everywhere on that's
Okay,
ELO related. Um, I'll try to remember to post the link on the Face the Music Facebook page. I'll try to
okay.
remember to post the link in the Zoomcast description here on YouTube. Um, I'll try to remember anyway. So, all right,
Try
that's
to remember what I forgot to forget.
yeah,
Oh, now we got a song title going.
we do now. Get me some drum loops off the internet, and I think I can bang
Yeah,
out something.
sounds like modern country to me.
Uh, I don't want to.
We'll end it at that.
That's a good place to just walk away from the steaming pile.
Exactly.